Asian Journal. Volume 14, Issue 78. October 27 to 29, 2004. His VAJRA body burned for 6 hours. He left behind 141 Sariras, relics. Dharma King Dorje Losang rode the Dharma to a Buddha land. Elder Dharma King Dorje Losang was a disciple of great Dharma King Yangwo Yisinubu. He was in the habit of displaying his supernatural powers and thereby manifested the Buddha Dharma. Examples of this are written in the book True Stories About a Holy Monk. He learned and practiced Buddhism under great Dharma King Master Yangwo Yisinubu for many years. Day and night, he did not sleep and did not rest. He did not even have a bed. He only had a mat made of rush stems that he took with him when traveling. Dharma King Losang received deep teachings originating from the lineage of the great Dharma King Master. He was so appreciative of the great Dharma King Master that he wept profusely. He made a great vow to act according to the teachings of the great Dharma King Master and save living beings. However, Dharma King Losang, who had an extraordinary karmic destiny, displayed his supernatural powers in many places, not caring about the consequences. When the relevant causes and conditions ripened, his karmic obstructions appeared. In April of 2001, the Shenzhen Public Security Bureau put him in prison. He lost the karmic affinity to practice and learn under the Master. In July of 2003, his case was tried in a court of law. He was not convicted of the charges. Then, the Luowan Temple in Sichuan received him. He did not have anything to do all day long, so he traveled on foot through the countryside. He often stared at the sky as he practiced the Dharma in silence. Unfortunately, his karmic destiny to teach living beings the Dharma has ended. He can no longer expound the Dharma to living beings. As early as August of 2003, Zhang Gongkang Chin Rinpoche clearly wrote in his chronicles certain things that Dharma King Losang explicitly told him. For example, Dharma King Losang told Zhang Gongkang Chin Rinpoche that he, Dharma King Losang, would leave this world next year in the 8th month of the Chinese lunar calendar. Dharma King Losang urged Zhang Gongkang Chin Rinpoche to practice the Dharma in a hidden place. He said that in the future, Zhang Gongkang Chin Rinpoche would have opportunities to save living beings from the cycle of reincarnation. He said that at such future time, Zhang Gongkang Chin Rinpoche should transmit to good people the great Dharma of the Supreme Dharma King Master. Dharma King Losang told Zhang Gongkang Chin Rinpoche not to forget that great Dharma King Master Yangwo Yisinubu is the highest Dharma King in this world, and that he possesses the true Dharma of the Buddha. Zhang Gongkang Chin Rinpoche chronicled all of these things. On the 6th month of the Chinese lunar calendar in the year 2004, before Dharma King Losang passed away, these chronicles were read to certain monastics and laypersons in the United States. On the 7th month of the Chinese lunar calendar in the year 2004, these chronicles were openly read at a certain institute. Dharma King Dorje Losang finally passed away on the 2nd day of 8th month of the Chinese lunar calendar in the year 2004, between the hours of 5 o'clock and 7 a.m. In the later period of Dharma King Losang's life, layman Zhiying Wang looked after him and tended to him while he was in solitary meditation. In a very straightforward manner, layman Zhiying told Dorje Losang, "Dharma King, do not leave this world in the summer. In such hot weather, I could not put things in order." Dharma King Losang candidly and sincerely replied with the following promise, "Do not worry. I will not pass away when the weather is hot. I will wait until the 8th month of the lunar calendar, when the fall weather is cool, to pass away." Throughout his entire life, Dharma King Losang led a simple life. He had a correct view of the Dharma. He was not attached to things of the world. Before he passed away, he simply said to everyone, "I am leaving. It would be well if you recited Amitabha Buddha's name more." On the second day of the 8th month of the Chinese lunar calendar in the year 2004, he made good on his promise and passed away. Monks from the Baoguang temple rushed over to the place where he lived and took his body to the Baoguang temple. In the afternoon of the day Dharma King Losang was cremated, a variety of wonderful phenomena appeared. They were very extraordinary. Monks, nuns, laymen, and lay women surrounded Dharma King Losang's body and chanted the name of Amitabha Buddha. Each of them had their own particular feelings toward the wonderful phenomena that appeared. Some of the attendees murmured certain misgivings that they had, such as, when Dharma King Dorje Losang was alive, he was so amazing. However, he now does not look at all like one who is greatly accomplished. He passed away in a state of illness. This could not possibly be a person who is greatly accomplished. Some people accused him of not saving living beings due to fear of difficulty and hardship. They therefore accused him of violating one of the 14 fundamental precepts of esoteric Buddhism. Some people said that he broke the precept that prohibits exhibiting supernatural powers. They said that this is a major precept in Buddhism. However, there were also those who said that his state of realization was extraordinary, and that his supernatural feats exhibited his great enlightenment. Finally, layman Fachi could not restrain himself any longer. He stood up and said in front of everyone remorsefully, "Dharma King Dorje Losang was not an ordinary person. He manifested a sign of impermanence, i.e. his illness, in order to teach us. Yet, we have not treated this with a mind of limitless respect. On the contrary, we gave rise to a mind that differentiates and discriminates." He suggested that everyone take this opportunity to reflect seriously upon impermanence, and give rise to a mind of limitless respect toward Dharma King Dorje Losang. He suggested that is the mindset people should have when seeing the elder Dharma King off to the next realm. He said that an accomplished, liberated, one definitely has a wonderful and auspicious way of manifesting the Buddha Dharma. At this time, many people expressed their repentance in front of others. Life is like a dream. Death comes quickly. Whether someone is poor and lowly or noble and exalted, in the end, he or she will leave behind a smelly corpse. With hearts of great respect, the attendees then began chanting the name of Amitabha Buddha, and contemplating impermanence. They prayed for the welfare of living beings. They prayed that the country and its citizens be at peace, that weather conditions be favorable, and that the world be at peace. To their great surprise, at this time, the bright Buddha light of Mahavarokana Buddha quickly emerged and empowered everyone. People started using their cameras and camcorders. Layperson Gui Gong shot 3 pictures in a row of the sun emitting dazzling light. In the middle of the sun was a round emerald green design. That emerald green color was the same color as that of the gemstone on the master had worn, by great Dharma King Master Yangwo Yisinubu. Everyone was indescribably happy to see this wonderful manifestation of the Dharma. At 4:20 in the afternoon, the cremation fire was lit. Everyone gathered around the body of Dharma King Losang, which became engulfed in soaring flames. Some people chanted homage to Amitabha Buddha. Some people recited the Heart Sutra. Some chanted the Guru Padme Samhava Heart Mantra. There were those who intoned the Kuan Yin Bodhisattva Heart Mantra. Still others chanted the Mahakala Mantra. The huge fire looked like fire dragons circling in the furnace. The wooden container in the furnace holding Dharma King Losang's body turned into a fireball. However, at this time, a dignified image of Elder Dharma King Losang's head suddenly appeared. Everyone became excited and spontaneously began chanting loudly in unison the 6-syllable Great Brightness Mantra. During the cremation process, the person in charge of the cremation, Monk Ji Sing Shi, added altogether 4 barrels of firewood into the furnace. He said, "I have never used so much firewood for a cremation." After the fire raged for a while, people thought that the elder Dharma King's body had already turned to ashes. However, at this time, the elder Dharma King's head and body suddenly became visible. His head and body were not burned in the slightest. His clothes, however, were burned to ashes. Still, his head and body could not catch on fire. At this time, I could not help but think of the great Master Milarepa. There were records that stated Master Milarepa could not be burned by any fire of this world. During Dharma King Losang's cremation, such a phenomenon unexpectedly appeared before our eyes. The elder Dharma King truly deserves to be called VAJRA Dorje Losang Dharma King. Everyone in attendance then understood the wonderful and profound meaning of a VAJRA body cannot be burned by fire of this world. In the midst of the fire, Dharma King Losang sat in the cross-legged lotus posture and manifested the Mahakala state. Everyone loudly chanted mantras. They supplicated that the body catch on fire so that they could collect Sariras. They then heard a sudden popping sound. The body of the Dharma King finally caught on fire. After the cremation ceremony ended, the set of monk's clothes worn by Dharma King Losang during his life, was put into the cremation furnace. Light immediately flashed repeatedly inside the furnace. Then, the furnace emitted a great burst of light. Additionally, it intermittently emitted fragrant scents. Everyone was jubilant. Under normal circumstances, the entire cremation process only takes more than 1 hour. However, the body of Dharma King Losang burned for more than 6 hours. This is truly a rare event in this world. One can imagine just what kind of VAJRA body he had. However, he displayed his supernatural powers too much, and thereby acted imprudently. He then encountered the ripening of his karma. He had no alternative but to predict to Zhang Chin Rinpoche that he, Dharma King Losang, would pass away in the near future. After the cremation, 141 Sariras, relics, were collected from his remains. The 6-hour cremation of his indestructible VAJRA body, which was a manifestation of the Dharma, and the collection of Sariras/firm relics thoroughly prove that, Dharma King Losang indeed learned the true Dharma of the Buddha from great Dharma King Yangwo Yisinubu. Unfortunately, he should not have left this human realm. Rather, he should have stayed in this world to propagate the Dharma and save living beings. At this point in writing this article, something came to mind. During the cremation process, some people said that Dorje Losang was not a Dharma king. But we must ask the following questions: if Dorje Losang had been an ordinary person, why was he able to predict the time of his death? Why was he able to attain the indestructible VAJRA body, such that his body burned for 6 hours, which is a record-breaking time? Why were 141 Sariras collected from his remains after he was cremated? How could an ordinary person leave behind such holy objects? For the past few decades in Taiwan, as opposed to mainland China, only elder monk Guangqin left behind Sariras after his cremation. Furthermore, it only took more than 1 hour to cremate completely elder monk Guangqin. These facts prove that Dharma King Losang was not like those people of the world, whose practice of the Buddha Dharma is merely uttering empty theories. The holy phenomena described above occur only as a result of the true Buddha Dharma. Thus, we should again stop and think. We often say, the Buddha Dharma is difficult to seek. The true Dharma is difficult to encounter. However, great Dharma King Yangwo Yisinubu does indeed teach the true Dharma of the Buddha. As a result, we see that one after another of his disciples have attained great accomplishment, liberation. Shouldn't we think about how we will face our own liberation from the cycle of reincarnation? Written by Yeshe Lu.